Continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita Adi-Lila, Chapter 1, Text 58. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jive Sakshad Nahi Tate Guru Chaitya Rupe Shiksha Guru Haya Krishna Mahanta Swarupe. Since one cannot visually experience the presence of the Super Soul, he appears before us as a liberated devotee. Such a spiritual master is none other than Krishna himself. So it is not possible for a conditioned soul to directly meet Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if one becomes a sincere devotee and seriously engages in devotional service, Lord Krishna sends an instructing spiritual master to show him favor and invoke his dormant propensity for serving the Supreme. So because we are so covered right now, our consciousness is so covered, we are not able to see Krishna who's sitting right next to us. You know, like when the windows are so dirty, we can't look outside. Only when we clean the window can we be able to see outside. So similarly, our consciousness is so dirty, we can't see Krishna who's sitting right next to us. But if we become sincere, that I sincerely want to understand Krishna, I sincerely want to understand what's the supreme absolute truth, and we seriously engage in devotional service. Yeah? We are engaging in bhakti, then what does Krishna do? He sends us a Shiksha Guru, instructing spiritual master. And what does this instructing spiritual master do? Show him favor to invoke his dormant propensity for serving the Supreme. So this is how we can understand who is a true guru. Because there are so many, in India, everybody is a guru, you know. You go and there will be thousands and thousands of people who are saying that I am a guru. But who is actually a true guru? We take so much we do so much research if we have to buy a diamond to make sure it's a correct diamond. You know, we'll make sure, is it a correct diamond or no? Then why don't we do this proper research while choosing a guru, while accepting, is this person actually a guru or no? Why do we allow ourselves to be cheated? What is within our heart? Are we sincere actually to understand Krishna, or do we want to be cheated? So if we are really sincere, Krishna will send us a Shiksha Guru to show him, now this is important, dormant propensity for serving the Supreme. So each and every Jivatma, each and every soul has this natural propensity, means it's not artificial, it's who we are. And what is that? To serve Krishna, to serve the Supreme Lord. And a guru is somebody who will show us and teach us how to serve Krishna, how to serve Supreme. If one does not do that, then he is not a guru. Okay? The preceptor appears before the external senses of the fortunate conditioned soul, and at the same time the devotee is guided from within by the Chaitya Guru Krishna, who is seated as the spiritual master within the heart of the living entity. So Krishna sends us an instructing spiritual master who we can see externally and from within, because Krishna is the Paramatma in our heart. He guides us from within. And if we are really sincere, Krishna makes all arrangements for us to go back to him. He makes all these arrangements. Is that okay? So we should only desire to have, Krishna, I want to have uh, a proper guru, please help me. And Krishna will send, you know. So text 59. Tato dusangam utsrijya satsu sajeta buddhiman santa evasya chindanti manovyasangam uktibihi. One should therefore avoid bad company and associate only with devotees. With their realized instructions, such saints can cut the knot connecting one with activities unfavorable to devotional service. This verse, which appears in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, 26th chapter, text 26, was spoken by Lord Krishna to Uddhav in the text known as the Uddhav Gita. So the 11th canto, Krishna is giving instructions to Uddhav, and that forms the Uddhav Gita. The discussion relates to the story of Pururava and the heavenly courtesan Urvashi. When Urvashi left Pururava, he was deeply affected by the separation and had to learn to overcome his grief. So this is a story of this king, Pururava, and how he was so attached to Urvashi. He was ready to do anything for her. You know, he got so attached. Urvashi lives in the heavenly kingdom. She lives on the higher planets. Pururava was living here on the earthly planet. And then, so she still, said, okay, I will be with you, but I shouldn't see you without clothes outside the bedroom. You know, if I see you without clothes, I'll leave you. So he would always be careful. Now the demigods wanted her to come back. So, and then she had these, what was that, pet goats or something. She was very fond of them. So one night what they did, they stole these small goats of hers. And so she told the king, go, there's somebody stole my goats, go get it. And so the king rushed, but he was not wearing clothes that time. And then suddenly the demigods made it very bright so she could see him. And she said, oh, I saw you without clothes. Yeah, I'm going now. And he became so so grief-stricken. He was like, couldn't live. And then because he was still pining for her, he did so much yagya, tapasya. She came to him. She said, so much you're doing. And then I think she came to him for a year or something. She said, so much you're doing. If you would have done so much for Krishna, you would have gotten Krishna, you know. So like, you know how we get so attached to the material things? But if we give the same attachment to Krishna, we will be liberated from this material world. So it is indicated that to learn the transcendental science, it is imperative that one avoid the company of undesirable persons and always seek the company of saints and sages who are able to impart lessons of transcendental knowledge. So I'm not sure, does she tell him that if you put so much energy, you would get Krishna, or was it somebody else telling him, or he got that realization himself? I can't remember that now. Anyway, the point is that we should always associate with devotees. Associate with devotees who can give us this transcendental knowledge of who we truly are. The potent words of such realized souls penetrate the heart, thereby eradicating all misgivings accumulated through years of undesirable association. We have a lot of misgivings in our heart. We have so many attachments. We don't even know what we have in there. We don't know. What we can see is just like the tip of the iceberg, you know. The major part is still hidden inside our heart, very deep. Imagine, because millions of years. We don't clean a room for 10 days, how dirty it would get. Now, if you don't clean it for millions of years, how dirty it would be. And that's the condition of our heart. So, but if we associate with the self-realized as devotees, then they can help us. For a neophyte devotee, there are two kinds of person whose association is undesirable.
Sorry. So as you said that their words penetrate our heart, that means that if we listen to them, their lectures, or will that penetrate our heart, or
Yes.
the shiksha that they are giving will
Yes.
penetrate the pure soul?
Yes, yes, because they are self-realized, so their words have potency. Their
Oh,
words have that power. That when we speak, when they speak, and if we are hearing attentively, it goes straight to the heart. It helps us to, the purification process begins, you know.
hmm.
So it's very, very powerful. Very
Because I
powerful
I
from,
just heard in one of the lectures that, like, to make your chanting much better, you can play the Prabhupada's
yes,
recording simultaneously,
yes,
and that is very, very good. So I think on YouTube it has like 16 rounds with Prabhupada. So I try to play now when in the morning I'm chanting,
yeah,
I play along.
very good. I do that. I do that since,
Yeah, I've heard
yeah.
quite a lot time. It's, and you can make it a little louder so others can also hear.
Oh, because I was thinking that one time I tried to play it on YouTube, but it was disturbing for some. But
Oh, okay.
I make it a little, but I could play it a little louder if you like.
Yeah, because I heard that it's very, very, very potent.
Yes,
It I have felt the difference that I have just started doing from maybe 4 days, but it is like I could feel something. Something is different. I don't know what, but it's something is different.
because Prabhupada is a pure devotee. He's in his relationship with Krishna. So purity is the force, you know. And then, because he's situated in his relationship with Krishna, just by hearing him call out to Krishna, by those words, then they have that action in our heart. And also, then somehow or the other, we get that desire to serve Krishna, you know. Because
And one thing
Prabhupada
more
is
I
calling
want.
out to Krishna with love. He's calling
Hmm.
out to Krishna with love. And uh, that's what it is, that each of us
And
have a loving relationship.
one thing more, I remember previously you used to post the audio in the not in the Bhagavad Gita reading, but the other group that you created for all the devotees. You post a lecture and then there is also the audio. So for that lecture, and that is the Prabhupada own words.
Yeah,
So previously I used to read, but then somebody said that better hear because it's Prabhupada's voice that will make the difference.
yeah.
And then they also suggested that there are some, on the Veda base, there are some lectures of all the Bhagavad Gita. So maybe you can hear one every day.
Yeah, it's very nice if you hear Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's morning walk talks, you know.
Yeah, yeah, all are there. Yeah, because they say that he's really, really pure soul, and he could give you, like, you can get the purity from there. Your heart will purify a little.
Oh,
Though
yeah.
it's really bad, it's very dirty, but very just anu.
But Prabhupada is powerful. Because of his purity, today we are sitting here reading Caitanya Caritamrita, you know. It's because of him. Otherwise, where would we be? We wouldn't even be chanting. He was the one who told us to chant, no? It's Lord Chaitanya's mission, but uh, he's a special messenger of Lord Chaitanya. So very powerful, yes. As much as we can get association of Prabhupada, very good for us. So please continue doing it. Very, very nice. Excellent. Wonderful. So now for the neophyte devotee, there are two kinds of persons whose association is undesirable. One, the gross materialists who constantly engage in sense gratification. And two, unbelievers who do not serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but serve their senses and their mental whims in terms of their speculative habits. Intelligent persons seeking transcendental realization should very scrupulously avoid their company. So if we are really sincere, we want to understand the absolute truth, we want to put an end to all this material life of ours, really go back home, back to Godhead, then we should not hear from the gross materialist that who's now. What does it mean that not associate? Now we can't say we can't associate with anybody. Then, you know, what to say of others, even our own self. We are working so much. Oh, I'll do this, I'll be happy. You know, but what does it mean? That don't try to follow their example. That in the sense, don't copy their values. Because then what is the value? Oh, only work as much as you can, and with that result, you enjoy as much as you can. And the second, also don't hear from who do not speak about or who do not serve the Supreme Lord. But what are they doing? They are serving their own senses and their own mental concoction, their own mental speculative habits. So if we are intelligent, we should avoid this company. Why? Because then our faith will, then we will also say, oh, why should I serve the Supreme Lord? You know, I'm the Lord myself. Why should I serve him? But then again, we will continue to live here in the material world. Again, so much, you know, trouble. Then again, till the point will become, okay, let me surrender unto Krishna. There is no other way. What to do? So it'll just elongate our journey here in the material world. Is that okay?
Yeah, that is okay. But then one thing that you said, that avoid their company, but then how will they get?
So this is what I'm saying, that you cannot, in the sense, we cannot stop meeting people, right? Everywhere we go, we are meeting people. You go to the supermarket, you go. So, but what does association mean is you do not, when they say, oh, there is no God, that the only thing you should do is enjoy your senses, or that you are God, I'm God. Don't listen to that. You give them Krishna Katha if they are willing to hear. If they are not willing to hear, then keep your communication very cordial, respectful. I respect you, you respect me, but don't imbibe their values.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
of course, we have to go everyone and say Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, you know. But how do we associate with people? Don't hear from them, in the sense, because then the value is, oh, there is no God, I'm God, you know. What are you talking about? Serve God. So
Okay.
don't
Yeah,
get
thank
carried
you.
away. So shall we stop here for today?
Okay.
Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.